Music, for me, has been an exploration and at the same time it was a celebration of my kind of dual cultural citizenship. Electronic music and Indian music for me was just pretty much in a linear path. So for me, I'm not afraid of experimenting because that's part of the process of finding new ways, new collaborative ideas.
This is Talvin Singh, the father of the Asian underground movement and mentor for this episode. He is bringing together the worlds of electronica and Indian classical music, one beat at a time. Talvin Singh is a man who in one lifetime has brought together two completely unique cultures. Talvin's inimitable style of music kick-started the Asian underground movement, and his solo album OK won the prestigious Mercury Prize in 1998. Ever since, he has gone on to produce and collaborate with some of the biggest acts of the music industry. The father of Asian underground is now here to pass on his knowledge to the upcoming indie electronic producer Nikhil Kaul, also known as Frame by Frame.
Electronic music is just no rules music, man. It's the most freeing music. You can do anything with it. I don't play drums, but I can be a drummer. I don't play bass, I don't play piano, but all these things are accessible to me. I started to understand that if you're not dependent on other musicians necessarily, how do you still go about expressing yourself? Frame by Frame was a need, and now it's just become something that's me.
This is Nikhil Kaul, better known as Frame by Frame, quickly becoming the force to reckon with in the indie electronic music scene. And today, learning the ropes and often matching skills with Talvin Singh. Nikhil Kaul spent several years as the acoustic singer-songwriter in Delhi before experimenting with his now synonymous alias, Frame by Frame. From post-rock to glitch to hip-hop, his music weaves in and out of a variety of styles and operates within the realm of music that should be listened to very, very carefully. Frame by Frame is a household name in the Delhi indie circuit, and he's been dropping beats at a number of prestigious venues and festivals. Nikhil has been on the top of the indie game for a fairly recent entry, but created waves large enough for Talvin to select him as his collaborator.
I'd come up with this title and just decided to name it Dust, but yet you look at a lot of things which are like dust and we really value them at the same time. It could be Indian spices you cook with, it could be gold dust, So all of these things started coming to my mind, and textures and, granules, and it was like that, and I just thought, God, it looks nice. Dust is not a bad thing, And I started making these sounds which are digitally generated. I think I worked with a kick drum first, got the right compression and got everything going. And then I might put some melodies or some chords. So like just a piano line, a deep kick drum, a rim shot, a bass line. And it just started telling a story. That was the initial stage. So the track was pretty much there. So I spoke to Nikhil very briefly and then got the track together, sent it to him, and I politely said, I think it's thirsty for vocals.
The whispers you hear at night.
Nice.
Don't believe everything you see.
Ooh, right, okay. So dust, truth. Okay, cool. So what inspired the words?
This feeling that you get a lot of times. It's kind of like when you're about to do something and you feel that, man, it's going to be a huge challenge, and it suddenly becomes like you turn, that molehill into a mountain in your mind. And by the time you actually get there. So yeah, I mean, this whole line which says like, and no, it's not even there.
Right, yeah.
Yeah.
You're just kind of manifesting it in your
brain.
In your brain, in your mind most of the time. I think I've got an idea. I think maybe we should just let go of the kind of laptops and go offline, whether it's on a shaker or whether it's on a tabla, it doesn't matter.
Right.
But right in front, this is what we have. So should we just do that and just see what it maybe feels like?
Yeah, I mean, if it works in this, it'll probably work with all the bells and whistles, won't it?
Yeah, exactly. Nikhil, he's explorative all the time. He's always up for exploring, letting it free, and then grabbing things. And so nothing really escapes. There's no good ideas which tend to escape, and I love that.
Cover your eyes. Do you feel any better? We say it's alright. As the dust it settles. I wrote something, and you know, when we actually jammed it out on the tabla and just the acoustic guitar, that okay, it works on an acoustic guitar tabla. So if we produce this, it could just be something bigger and better. I think that sense of confidence has arrived.
It's really interesting.
No,
So
I
maybe
really didn't feel the need to do anything more as well. Like, I mean, in what you sent me, it needed words.
we can, you know.
Yeah, I suppose add a couple of live elements.
Yeah, not for the sake of it, but just for the exploration
Yeah.
and the investigation
True.
of instruments and musicians which are hip, but yet somehow just hanging in the kind of domain of the Indian classical world, you know. So I always find them interesting. People seem to think that Indian classical musicians are not open, but actually it's completely untrue, because the younger generation, Indian classical musicians, you know, they are grounded, but they're really explorative.
I've pretty much heard that Indian classical musicians are the opposite of what you're saying right now. So it would be good to and refreshing to meet some
Okay.
exceptions to this rule. So
Okay.
yeah, let's get them in here.
Yeah. I think as soon as you mention an Indian instrument, then a lot of things kind of come into your mind. And I think, you know, Nikhil was, at times he was, or I wouldn't say he was closed, but I kind of brought him closer to the idea. Could you play without the bow or something?
Huh? Yeah.
Just to give
Plucks. Okay.
effect.
Okay. Yeah.
And keep several gaps between plucking patterns so that we have the option of kind of like splicing it and placing it out of context.
And it was so exciting for me to see how he was also engaging with the musician.
Today, just the session was incredible, you know, like what we got down, like, was, I think, even beyond what we thought it would be. We had a pretty set kind of place where it would sit. I guess it's all in the playing, man. There was some serious magic going down.
We have added a few parts today, and we've recorded a few parts. But who knows, they may be there and they may not be there, because the decision has to be made when you're actually mixing the track of what to have and what not to have. Arey wow, kya baat. You're so, man, you're so fresh and musical, you know, just and so intuitive. It's amazing. You've just garnished the dish so well, you know. That's what we really needed.
That was our missing link. I think that was it.
Amazing. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
So it's just been a fantastic process, and today was really good fun. It was just fun being in the studio, you know, where we were just actually most of the time we were just really having a laugh, to be honest. This is where we need some Wardo riff.
Yeah, and here's when I thought like maybe like a double time, like kind of like a
Some kind of arpeggio.
like a really
right.
muted kind of guitar
Right.
rhythm,
Okay.
like more like a rhythm rather than.
Maybe we should lay that down and then have the Wardo arpeggio.
I was listening to the song and it felt, it was a very sparse arrangement up till now. We've been extremely restrained, and I think that's been a very conscious effort. But after you get the voice down and you have like a point of context, you know, then it was time to kind of start ideating again. Like we were just kind of brainstorming on what kind of sounds would work. I came in with a little bit of guitar. It could use that rhythmic kind of quality.
Funky, funk kind of music, yeah. Yeah, yeah.
We're at a point where we're just trying to finalize the little details. What we're actually trying to do is use the guitar as kind of a percussive thing that counters the main song.
But I think the feeling could be quite nice when it's just trying to catch up with the
little
beat. So it
swingy?
just drags, yeah, a little
Yeah?
swingy and slightly draggy.
Okay.
Same register, same notes, same part. Just a bit draggy. So, okay, I'll tell you what, you've inspired me. I think I saw some congas here.
All right, we're getting some Africa into this song.
So, you know, if we're going to go for that kind of riffy kind of feel, that funk but subdued feel, then it maybe needs something like a conga, which is just going to give it that kind of, you know, sister-brother support in a way.
Nice.
Yeah, perfect.
Nice. We got that.
The track is sounding like it's just almost ready to be garnished. I want it to sound like you just switch off all the chords, you switch off all the melody, and the rhythm itself still sounds like a song.
Yeah.
I think the synth part at the end is definitely going to take the track to this climax. There's no better word. You know, a climax to the point that it really feels like, okay, right, something else is now going to happen even after the climax, but it doesn't.
Oh yeah.
When Talvin sent it to me, it was called Dust.
We all get dust in our eyes. When you don't trust, you feel dust. So I think for both of us, you know, the word dust is also trust, and the word trust is also dust.
Sometimes you get lost in your own thoughts and you make mountains out of molehills.
We worry about things which are moving, which are alive, and you know, don't we turn into dust? So everything just pretty much turns into dust, and the only thing you have is positivity.
I think the song is really about not thinking the worst. It's really about not being afraid.
So the song is really about kind of reminding us it's okay. Everything's just pretty much okay. What isn't okay?
take a breath, just take a breath. The shadow, it's reaching in, it's spiraling, keep spiraling. Be careful now, don't be a fool. If they try, then they try. It's alright, it's safe here. It's alright, it's alright. This feeling, you know it well. These demons inside your head, the whispers you hear at night, they're building up in your mind, and no, it's not even there. Don't go out of feelings you bear. The shadow's not what it seems. Don't believe everything you see.
Let's just break the boundaries of our normal music. Let's put all these genres together and not do any of them. Let's do something completely out of our comfort zone.
Super. You feeling this? We just like to make it a little more. What's the word?
Amazing.
I was going for maniacal, but amazing is good.
And then the synth will get loud and the bass will go down.
Guys, better about on the game now we bomb this. Get a lot of the butter because we're getting another cup of magic makanaka from this. Something like that. Huh? Magic coconut, bro. That's it.
And we keep it grinding all day. We bring them nightmares to life. Never thinking
Some try to run, but they can't run like this. Some them try to bow, but they can't
from
bow
the
like
light
this.
right in front of you. The grab beneath the feet will fall back into nothingness now. With a sigh first and then a sharp and take a breath, I urge you to memorize your answer.